I think I can safely say that E3 2017 was simply put satisfying to say the least. I pretty much tuned out the conferences that weren't Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo, though I will say that once again Battlefront 2 looks to be everything the first one should have been, and hopefully they'll have a competent updating system this time. Find out more about that in the review I did if you haven't already. And the CGI reveal of Beyond Good and Evil 2 looked great, but what's with all the unnecessary swearing? You have these imaginative characters and places, but then you start cussing with basically the same words, so it comes off as repetitive and uncreative. Ugh. Of course, my main focus is always on Nintendo, but I would like to give my opinions on Microsoft and Sony as well. Starting with Microsoft, I know there's been some mixed reactions to it, however, I would still take this over the conferences they used to have, which was an hour and a half of them trying to convince us that the Kinect had value, meaning, and wasn't a pricey mistake. Yes, I'm still haunted by those days, so it gives me a better outlook on the years like this one, where it's just announcement after announcement after announcement. That being said, why do the code names sound so much better than the final names? Scorpio is 1,000 times better than Xbox One X. Yeah, the abbreviation can be Xbox, and they wanted to retain the old slogan, "There is no power greater than X," but this just doesn't roll off my tongue like the other systems. What, did you guys lose a bet or something? You want to see if you could do worse than the Wii U? Renaming it your old system with a single letter at the end is just a nope waiting to happen. Aside from that, the games they have on it look really nice and no thank you. As for the games themselves, I was starting to lose focus as I wanted to see some games that didn't try to be ultra high realistic. And then we got, what was it, Deep Rock? The one with the 4 mining dwarfs? That one looked interesting. And The Last Night had an incredible art style to it, mixing simple sprites with lighting and atmospheric effects. That's what I was hoping for. Games whose power isn't by how realistic you can make it, but by what you can do with it. Ooh, I almost forgot 2 things. One, I do like the fact that they are putting in backwards compatibility with the old Xbox games. Not sure if it's just the ones you can download or if they're the physical copy. I had to go back and look at that. And seeing Sea of Thieves again for the 3rd year, hey, it at least looks better and better every year, so can't complain about that. Let's see what it looks like at the 10th E3. Seriously, keep up the dialogue like you had in that trailer. Self-aware while not losing focus. Good balance. That's it. Microsoft conference was overall okay for me, and the Xbox One X looks okay, but the name is still pretty bad, and the price kills it for me. But otherwise, I hope it does well. Now for Sony, and what happened here? I'm sorry, I'm confused. Did we just cheer for their E3 2016 conference again? I'll make this loud and clear. The games they have look fantastic. Undertale was in the pre-show and I completely missed that. Really surprised it didn't go to Nintendo first, but hey, it's on a console now. But I really wish they put that in the main conference itself. And we saw most of these already last year, and I think only 2 new announcements were made. Monster Hunter World, still can't get into the series, but it looks incredible. And a remake of Shadow of the Colossus, which apparently will not feature any new content, so thanks for wasting that opportunity. No new areas, no new colossi that were originally cut, no alternate endings, no deal. Other than that, Microsoft and Sony's conferences were almost too similar to me, although Microsoft didn't have any dead hanging zombies that actually came back to life, though I would like it if we either cut down some of those trailers and demos, as they were going on a little too long in my book. Definitely love Nintendo's Treehouse approach for this. Also, I can't stand seeing zombie games anymore. The market became flooded with those far too quickly, and it is the best way to kill my attention now. I'm just saying that in general. So while Sony's conference was fine, it just didn't wow me. The surprises were few, and that's something I always look forward to at E3. Thankfully, many of these games should be out before next E3, so we should see a whole new set of announcements next year. So that's something I can look forward to. Now for Nintendo. What I wanted versus what we got basically failed both ways with just one little note, but what I said was going to be in the Direct itself was pretty darn close, just in the wrong order. Thankfully, they did not spend a lot of time, or barely any time, on Splatoon 2, ARMS, and Pokken Tournament DX. The trailers for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Fire Emblem Warriors arrived, the Zelda DLC trailer was there, and while the Mario and Rabbids game was already announced by Ubisoft, they did have it with a small mention of third-party games like Rocket League. The 3DS game seemed completely amiss, but the Treehouse takes care of that. Yeah, we'll get to that one. Mario stole everything. The spotlight, the show, the awards, our hearts, our bank accounts, everything. The ability to control enemies, characters, items, and even a freaking T-Rex means this game was meant to be fun in any way you can with it, and that's hard not to look forward to it. Now, I thought we'd get at least 2 surprise announcements during the spotlight, but 3? Now we're just being spoiled. We have a Kirby game, not for the 3DS, that can only be called Kirby the Superstar Crystal Shards return. That wraps up the helpers' combined abilities and the engine all in one fell swoop. Yoshi's Crafty World. That's what I'm calling it for now. Adorable, but I'm losing my interest in Yoshi games. And this is the first Nintendo game to run on the Unreal 4 engine? I think that surprises me right there. And now for the moment you've been waiting for. A few seconds that only have a logo and confirmation, which I practically called, so that got me excited. I knew that if they announced on Metroid Prime 4 that there was nothing from the game they could show off yet. I remembered the Metroid Prime 3 teaser back in 2005 and thought, yeah, that's how they'll do it. Nothing else about that matters. We have confirmation that it is indeed being worked on, but not by Retro? So what the heck is Retro working on? You think I'd be okay with everything that was shown and mentioned? I mean, we even got them to say that they're working on a core RPG Pokemon game for the Switch. And yet, Retro skipped out this year? On the one hand, it does give me hope that there is a chance that they're working on a third DKC game since someone else is doing Metroid. But on the other hand, it's been 3 years, so I'm really hoping by E3 next year, the game they are working on will be released in that year as well. Ooh, and a quick little note before moving on to the next section. There was a brief mention of Pikmin 4 from Miyamoto that said he couldn't say anything about the game other than it's progressing. Very glad I didn't buy into the leaked Best Buy rumor, which I guess will serve as my transition into the Smash port not their part. I don't regret believing that rumor. It made too much sense to me, and as much as I love how Smash uses a new engine in each game, I was more than happy to cut the developers some slack so they could have a bit of a rest with a port job instead of doing everything from the ground up. But it wasn't there. At all. Not even as a final announcement. Which was cool that we got announcements later on, like the official Metroid 2 remake. I mean, what crap, 2 Metroid games announced in the same year? They won't be coming out in the same year. We've already had that twice. But at least they announced 2 of them. That's showing Metroid some love. There was also Mario and Luigi Superstar Remake that also had extra content and updated visuals. And then there was something about sushi. So is the port truly dead? More than likely, though I still have a little bit of hope, but I won't go crazy over it. Like thinking it'll show up in every direct that's announced. I'm not falling into the Mother 3 cycle. Nintendo did have one statement about it that basically went along the lines of, "We've heard the request to port Smash to the Switch. We hear you loud and clear. We do." This is neither a confirmation nor a deconfirmation, as nothing is really said. But I will say that if nothing is known by October, then yeah, the rumor will be completely dead. I feel like if it's not within the first year or so, then porting it seems a little too late in my eyes. And if they were putting a lot more stuff into it, then they might as well make a new game. The only other reason why they may have chosen not to show it is because of their lineup. It's a pretty solid list when you look at it, and there's not much room to fit it in at the moment. Though I could just be grasping at straws. Call me crazy, but perhaps they didn't want to share anything because they knew it would take attention away from the other games that are coming out right now. That said, if there is no port, then a new game is on the way, but we won't get it for about another 2 or 3 years. Which will be pretty late into the system's life cycle, and that kind of worries me. So overall, I'd say E3 2017 was a great show all around. Still wish we heard something about Retro, but there's plenty of games I'm looking forward to, such as Mario Odyssey, Sonic Forces and Mania, and Battlefront 2. Now I just need to ramp up my video production so I can get them. If you don't mind, and if you do, then I guess the video's over for you. I would like to bring up the next few videos I plan to work on. I want to focus on the ukulele review, but I want to see if I can make my points clear without it being 20 minutes long. Those videos are taking too long and it's not really paying off anymore. But I'll still focus on major points and any humor I can put in. Once that's out of the way, I will focus on the Wii U reviews. I'm going to bundle these 3 together since I feel like I could cover them relatively quick. I decided to review Pokemon Sun with Pokken Tournament since both of them feel like they're going to be replaced, and there's still the others to look forward to, plus a few extra. Also, I feel that I can get the remakes and the Wii U list done before the user-voted Smash characters list, so I'll be focusing on those 2 first. And I recently got all the audio files for the long-awaited A New Foe Has Appeared King K. Rool edition. Depending on the reception for it, I may continue the series or hold off the series until real Smash news happens. So I hope you guys look forward to these, and I'll see you guys in another video soon. Later, everyone!